It is in the nature of every goppning that competitiveness is very cheeky-breaky. There is no other way to show it than by participating in a formula race. Meet Ivan, the undisputed star of Formula Blin. We don't get off to a great start. In this non-contact mode there is not a whole lot Ivan can do to pick up good speed with hard tires on. However, what's good about non-contact is that I don't end up like the rest of these clowns. And come on, Ivan drives around in a Lada and even he knows the importance of braking. Despite the hard tires in the start of the race, the idiocy of the drivers secures Ivan a high position. Look at that, 5th place. The drivers with better equipped cars catch up though, and it's a very hard fight. First lap over, Ivan is in 7th place. On the second lap, not a whole lot happens. There's some overtaking and being overtaken, but at the end of the lap Ivan is still 7th. However, the Gopnik brain is slowly adapting to the track and downloading how to handle each area. What's funny is that I forgot I even had a boost for entire second lap, which probably gave the others a slight advantage. 4th lap goes by, Ivan scores 6th place. Ivan slowly starts to catch up to some people. However, it is questionable, unlike communist governments, if Ivan can take and hold their position with his worn down hard tires. That question is answered very quickly because the car gets absolutely trashed. He loses the entire frame, which I guess he could be bad for performance. I blame America. Silly Ivan forgets to, fix the damn car, and he enters 5th lap with something that performs as well as an old-ass Macintosh running shaders for Minecraft. There's this beeping sound, which, considering the shape of the car, doesn't tell me much. It could pretty much mean anything. It could mean I need to fix it, or to change the tires, or it could be Ivan's Nokia telling him that China is launching nuclear warheads, or it could be a microwave sending voice messages. I just don't know. Ivan finally spins out on his tires that aged as well as the Warsaw Uprising in 1944. The back tires then promptly decide to combust, which really screws everything up. Ivan starts losing positions. He now has to drag this heap of junk to the pit stop and retake what's rightfully decided at the start of the race. He somehow flips over the car that has no back tires. He falls to 11th. Someone play a violin, please. Still, he performs better than this wart who thinks driving on a wall is a viable strategy. I managed to basically drag a heap of carbon fiber to the pit stop. Lap 6 and Ivan is in 12th place. It basically means he's last because there's always that one guy who just gives up at the start and stays in one place. Oh look, here he is. Somehow Ivan isn't an entire lap behind everyone, and on lap 7 he scores 11th from someone who just crashed. Let's go! Unfortunately, Ivan smacks into a wall and loses something I don't even... What the hell was that? Anyway, back on track. Not anymore. Blad. Despite surviving a head-on collision with a wall with no helmet on and then carrying out unplanned flying lessons, Ivan is now in 10th. How does that even happen? Anyway, lap 8 and Ivan is making acceptable progress. He takes P9 from a poor guy who crashed, and then immediately dies. Losing both wings is pretty bad, I imagine, but don't take my word for it, I'm not an engineer. Anyway, Ivan quickly gets to the pit and the repairs are done, so crisis averted, I guess. Lap 9 and we get a pretty heated battle for actually nothing, since either I nor him are behind the lap. Still, at this stage of the race it's nice to have some actual racing going on. Until there isn't, because he smacks into a wall. It's lap 10 and by now Ivan's brain downloaded the track. He now knows how to shave off seconds and turns. I passed some moron who doesn't deserve a driver's license, like most of Eastern Europe, and we are now in 8th. Next lap Ivan catches up to some dude who is far behind and some pretty neat racing goes on. We even smack into the same turn. Is this destiny? Anyway, I overtake him without getting a position, so whatever. I quickly catch up to some other dude who I also overtake without scoring. Then Ivan catches up to some other guy and I chase him. He kisses the wall and I actually score a higher position, so Ivan is now in 7th. Very nice, very cheeky-breaky. What wasn't cheeky-breaky is that fact that Ivan spins out and he loses that position. Back tires are hurting right now, so the man gets to keep his place from Ivan's wrath of his Eastern European driving style. If you don't know what that is, it's basically going fast, smacking into some places, but then still going fast somehow. Ivan is a fast boy. Before you can even blink, Ivan is in 7th again. Before you can even half blink, Ivan is flipped over. And back in 8th. The race is very tense, but in the end, no one can beat his Eastern European driving style that also consists of not being as shit as everyone else. It is now the last lap, but not much happens actually. In fact, I don't even get to finish the race despite being like 50 meters from the finish line. I earn fuck all, and how does finishing in the first place only pay you 30k? I feel bad for Max Verstappen. Not Hamilton though. In fact, I didn't even write his name with a capital letter in the script. Anyway, race 2, and I'm going up against the entire population of the Sahara Desert. The first lap goes okay-ish. I gain a position at the start, but not much happens later. Fast forward to lap 6 where my tires pop and Ivan's boosts into the wall. Driving skills at his finest. Then on lap 7 he becomes a flying Beyblade. Then he gets into a crash that would have killed a Western spy but only tickles SadSlav. On lap 13 this JK dude catches up to me and overtakes me. He finishes the race while I'm literally just starting lap 14. It's like he's a bot on hardcore difficulty. How is it even possible? Anyway, race 2 was boring as hell. In fact, I managed to squeeze all of it into a single paragraph on the script. That's how unentertaining it was. I still learned fuck all despite technically doing better than in the previous race. It's time for race 3. The start is terrible because I schmuck a wall and become last. Despite this, your boy Ivan takes back a spot and is closing in on his second foe, who appears to have a wall fetish, so Ivan is now 5th. Next up, Ivan also develops a wall fetish and loses his front wing, which I think is bad because I hear beeping. Why do cars even beep when something's wrong? Like, as long as it drives, like, it's fine. Obviously I missed the pit because of reasons and now I'm stuck with no front wing. I catch up to some people, but with no front wing there's not a whole lot I can accomplish actually. Some debil stops in the middle of the road and I take his spot. I appreciate the gesture, but if contact wasn't able he would be a real safety hazard. I'm talking about health risks as if Ivan even knows what those words mean, silly me. I almost forget to repair, but with squirrel fast reflexes I turn. The Blin mobile is repaired and the comrade is ready to go. For the remainder of the race nothing else happens, hope you enjoyed, see ya.